Hello, gorgeous. How are you? Welcome to Elise Coaching. Is your mindset sabotaging your success? Very probably. I've lost count of the number of times my mindset has stopped me achieving what I said I wanted to achieve. Now, there's a lot at play here, but when I trained as a thinking into results consultant with the late great Bob Proctor, I really came to see how powerful our mindset is, and why it stops us achieving what we want, even though we're putting all the work in, we're doing everything we're told to do, but we're just still not getting results. So, the reason for this, well, the simple analogy, okay, imagine your mind as a computer. Now, your computer can only do what it's programmed to do. And if we imagine the computer, that the hardware is your subconscious mind, and that's around about 95% of your operating system. Your subconscious mind is around about 5%, and this figures all vary depending where you get your information from, but let's say it's around there. And then the screen is your body. So you can only get on the screen what is programmed into your laptop or your computer. In the same way as your body can only behave in a way that it's programmed to do. So if you're trying to do something that is not programmed to do, you can force it through, but it will default and come back to its original programming. So let's have a little look about this. So our programming generally is completed by the time we're about 7 or 8 years old. And our parents, society, family, school, all these things help to program our computers. Now, the problem with this is that what it means is that our decisions as an adult are usually made based on decisions we made as children. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want children. I don't want to make run my adult life on decisions I made as a youngster. Now, the good thing is that just like a computer, we can uninstall our programs and install new ones. Yay! The problem, of course, or the challenge is that we've got to know which ones to uninstall. And it's really important here that we don't uninstall all of them. Don't go throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Honestly. But I still look left, right, and left again and listen before I cross the road. That is useful programming. So just don't get rid of everything. Okay. So how do we know which ones we want to uninstall? So we want to uninstall those that aren't getting us the results we want. So let's have a look at our results. If our results are good, then we've probably got good programming. Might want to tweak a little bit, upgrade slightly, but generally it's pretty good. If the results are not what you want, then it's time to uninstall and install a new program. Now, another way to determine which is a good program and which is not so good is to notice your feelings. How do you feel about something? If it feels good, generally, it is. If it feels bad, generally something to get rid of. Now, a little bit of a side note here. Sometimes we feel really, really good in the moment, but not later on. Think about going shopping, buying something really, really gorgeous, perhaps a little bit more expensive than we were planning to buy, but it was so good, such a good deal, we can't afford not to. So we buy it, we get home, we might hide it in the wardrobe so our partner doesn't see it, or we generally, often, depending on our programming, of course, will get buyer's remorse. And this is where we feel bad about the purchase. Okay, so that initial feel good isn't always a good indicator. So I encourage you to sit with the feeling for a while and notice what happens. Okay, because we do get that good feeling initially, but then it'll morph into something else. So I encourage you to sit with that emotion. Now, I want to explain a little bit about how to install or uninstall uninstall these programs and install new ones. I'm going to use this by an example of a client I had a few years ago now, and he was in his 40s and he had debilitating anxiety. This anxiety ruled his life. I mean, if he was walking down the road and he saw a sharp's needle, a syringe, on the other side of the road, he would go get tested for AIDS. His anxiety was that bad. All right. Now, I did what was called a timeline with him. And we just went back through his life. And he got to 3 years old and he went, oh my God. And he knew straight away what had happened. He was in a shopping mall with his mum and he lost his mum. Now, as a 3-year-old, that's pretty scary. Shopping malls are big, big places, big, busy places. So he'd lost his mum and he was scared. And to make matters worse, he was found by a policeman. Now, some of us of a certain age will recall being told as children that if we were naughty, the policeman would take us away. So this little 3-year-old is scared because he's lost his mum. He's scared because the policeman's going to take him away. And at that moment in his life, at 3 years old, he made a decision that life wasn't safe. Think about that for a moment. The rest of his life, every decision he made was based on that belief. Life isn't safe. So as soon as we did this, and as soon as he realized that's what it was, he could see the absurdity of it and dropped it straight away. His anxiety literally disappeared from that moment. Okay, so it's really, really powerful. Now, with that process, it's something you can do on your own. I would encourage you to do it with somebody else, to find a therapist who will take you back through it, but it's possible to do it on your own. And if you're going to do it on your own, we're going to start off with just noticing the feeling you've got around whatever the situation is that you want to change. Okay. And then you're going to close your eyes, go into a very meditative type state, and just go back through your life looking for times when you had that feeling. Now, what caused that feeling is likely to be very different. Okay, as we evolve, we get a little bit more sophisticated, apparently. But just go back through and then just keep going back as far as you can. And every time you get to somewhere, just ask yourself, is there anything before this? So you might go back a little bit further and you might go, no, there's nothing here. And that's fine. You can come forward back to that one. All right, but we really want to go back to the earliest time in your life that this happened. All right. So if you're going to do this as a full process, what we would then do is we'd do a little bit of work around that, looking at the people who are in that situation and just shifting our mindset around that. I really recommend that you do that with somebody. It's not something you can do easily on your own. I certainly struggle to do that on my own, and I would use somebody to take me through that process. But just to identify what the programming that you want to get rid of is, that timeline is a really good starting point. Like I said, I do encourage you either to reach out to me at lisa@elisecoaching.com or to a therapist that you know and trust to take you through that process. And once you've done that, you can then change and put in whatever program suits you to move forward. So I hope that helps. I'm Lisa at Elise Coaching, the Mindset Alchemist. Please check us out, elisecoaching.com. Reach out, let's chat, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and stay awesome.